Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another Premodern video here. I'm actually kind of tired today, so I decided to play a pretty simple deck here. I'm gonna be playing mono white aggro. It's actually weird, there were like waves in I guess history of Premodern where like the white Weenie aggro decks were doing actually quite well. You can see versions that are splashing for other colors because it's actually kind of easy to play like Mox and 5 color lands. So you can basically splash whatever. I guess it also depends on the meta game. It might be good to have access to maybe counters or meddling mage, or maybe if your meta game is full of creature decks, you can splash for burn spells or whatever. But today we're gonna play a straight mono white deck here. I just copied the deck list. I always do that. I just put the name of the deck into Google, and the first deck list I find is what I get, because I cannot really tell whether the version is good or not because I haven't played the deck myself. One thing that kind of stands out to me is that there are only 2 wastelands in the deck. I don't know if that's like a thing, because you have a bunch of like all of your spells require full white mana, so the colorless from wasteland isn't that helpful to you, so it's basically just there to destroy their lands. But a lot of the pre-modern decks don't actually play non-basics, so it maybe makes sense. It's still kind of weird to me, but this is what we're gonna run today. There is a small Enlightened Tutor package in the deck. You can search for Curse Scroll. You have Worship, Parallax Wave, and Free Seal of Cleansing. It's kind of nice because, for example, Worship can just host some decks. Parallax Wave can be extremely good against like Elves or whatever. But yeah, it's obviously I'm not really a huge fan of Enlightened Tutor, just because it's a 2-for-1. But I guess it's probably good enough. Because we do play the tutor, we also have a bunch of additional targets in the sideboard. I'm going to be playing against the same deck that I played against last time, which is Tight Control. I can quickly put it on the screen here. So having access to more enchantment removal is definitely going to be nice. I think this matchup is probably pretty good for me, just because I can get kind of under him with the small creatures. I do have answers for potential dreadnoughts in in form of like Seal of Cleansing, Sword Plungers, and stuff like that. And Parallax Tide actually shouldn't be, even if he assembles the combo, it actually shouldn't be that great against me, because oftentimes I'm just gonna have a bunch of creatures in play. But I guess we're gonna see how it's going to play out. One card that's obviously extremely good against me is Powder Keg. I can definitely envision a scenario where that can be potentially like a 2-for-1 or 3-for-1. So I should definitely watch out for that. I still do have the Seal of Cleansing to maybe kill it if he plays it, because he has to wait at least 1 turn for it to do anything. But yeah, I'm curious how the matchup's gonna go. Let's talk about the deck a little more. There is also like a smaller rebel package. It can seem kind of weird because the only other rebel in the deck is this Whip Corder, but the Surgeon actually can search for himself. So if you play like a grindy matchup, you can just kind of use this to search for more Surgeons. And then if your opponent starts drawing removal spells, you already have a bunch of creatures in play, so that's nice. Also, there is not really any other good 1-mana option. Like, we do play Savannah Lions and Mother of Runes. It's actually crazy that nowadays cards like Savannah Lions aren't even good unlimited anymore. Actually, in this last set, Foundations, there's a Savannah Lion in the set, and it's obviously playable, especially if you play like a Boros aggro deck. Obviously, being able to put a 2-power creature on turn 1 into play is still reasonable. But back in the day, this actually was like one of the best creatures, which I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. Mother of Runes is obviously insane. It's not going to be that good in this matchup, just because he doesn't have that many ways that target my creatures. He actually only has Chain of Vapor. I'm just looking whether there's something else. So I can even see boarding the Mother of Runes out, just because it's going to be 1-mana 1-1 in most cases. And seems like Andre just challenged me. That's a bummer, because now I have additional land and I don't have the Crusade in my deck. So the deck is slightly worse. But for the purposes of the video, I hope it's going to be enough. I don't even think that Crusade is crucial in this matchup. I cannot really envision myself searching for it with tutor. It obviously like the ratio of lands and spells might be a little off, and you know, if I flood out and one of the lands would be a Crusade, that can maybe be a thing. But I actually think I added this one, and it's actually it's better than a Crusade in this hand. So you know, that's kind of funny. Wasteland obviously not great in this matchup, but though they do have some like Fairy Conclaves and Mishra's Factory, so it's actually fine, I think. Obviously starting on a plains to be able to play a 2-drop on turn 2. I wonder if I should have mulliganed just because I was just like so stuck in thinking about the plains that I didn't really think about the hand. Like in most matchups, you would of course always keep that hand, but against this specific matchup, I really wanted to have a 1-drop to make standstills. Also, this Parallax Wave and Source to Plowshares aren't really doing that much, so that's definitely something that I should have considered. I still think it was a keep just because I have a good ratio of spells and lands, and I also had a Wasteland. But it's definitely something I should have considered. All right. Not really sure if waiting here does anything for me, though. My hand isn't that great, and I have 3 additional lands, and I even have a Wasteland. So I guess I'm just gonna wait for a while. It's possible that he doesn't have like that many lands, so maybe I can get advantage that way. Also, that gives me time to draw more gas, and maybe the turn where I actually correct the standstill, I have like a really good turn. I just think that having him draw 3 cards just to put a 2/2 into play wasn't really worth it there. And see, he's stuck on free lands. I have 2 more lands, so that's pretty good for me. Let's just keep playing lands. And obviously, if he plays something, you know, I'll draw a few cards, so he cannot really do that. Right, it's actually funny, you know, I wasn't really expecting to hope to draw more lands, but there's a Dust Bowl. Okay, I think I'm gonna see what I draw here. If I draw one more additional land, I drew Armageddon. Given the fact that this Parallax Wave is literally doing nothing, I think I can just afford to pass and discard a card. Because he has 7 cards already. Like, if he doesn't draw land, he has to discard as well. Okay, he has to discard. That's good. He discarded Powder Keg? I don't know what's going on. I probably should have Wastelanded the Dust Bowl just because he can make that exchange himself if he wants to, but now he can actually decide which land he wants to destroy. So that was probably a mistake. But still happy that I drew the land, obviously. Yeah, maybe I can just tap it now. Let's see what he does. So if he cannot really tap 3 mana to just like destroy one of my lands here, because then he's tapped out. I don't care that he draws 3 cards with standstill. Oh, he's doing that? Okay. Oh, that I think that's just a horrible play. All right. So now I think it's time. He'll even have to discard in a step. So I'm just gonna tutor now. But he will have to discard to the hand size. So it's actually not that bad for me. And I'm gonna search for Seal of Cleansing most likely. I mean, he's playing a combo deck with Parallax Tide, so I think it makes sense to search for that. Two Channel Vapors and a Force Spike. Wow. Alright. I guess I'm just gonna play the Seal of Cleansing because he knows about it. And which one of these is better? I'm not really planning on blocking, so I guess the Shadow Creature is better. Though I think it's a very small difference. Don't really think it's going to matter. If he ever activates the factory to block, I can just Source to Plowshares it. I would be actually really happy about that. So it just doesn't really matter. Also, having the creature that can actually block is better to have it in my hand, because like this is just going to be attacking, then maybe later at some point being able to play a 2/2 that blocks can matter. It's pretty unlikely, but alright, there it is. He can get my lands, but when he tries to stifle it, I can just Seal of Cleansing it. He could have like 2 stifles, I guess. Not. He's. But I can just. What is going on? Wait, what happens if I kill it? If I kill it now, my lands don't come back, right? So the Seal of Cleansing doesn't actually do anything because these are on the stack. I'm gonna lose it anyways. Okay, well. It's not like I could have put additional creature into play anyway because I have only 4 white, but I didn't really realize that the Seal of Cleansing wasn't really doing anything. So maybe I just should have failed to search for this tutor or something. But yeah, I have to let this resolve. Well, that means that we're probably screwed because I don't think these 2 creatures are going to be enough. Alright. He's activating the factory, so that's a target for the Seal of Cleansing, I suppose. Not really sure what is going on. The problem is that he still has he bounced the Parallax Tide, so even if I draw if I keep drawing lands, he can just destroy them. But I'm kind of happy that this happened because funny. Because the last time we recorded against this deck, we wasn't really able to showcase how the deck actually works. So even though it sucks that I'm losing, obviously I don't like to lose. I'm kind of happy that this time around we do see the deck actually doing the thing that it's supposed to do here. I'm just kind of going through the motions here to showcase the deck. I don't really think that there is any possible chance for me to win this game, but let's play a couple more turns. I do have 2 swords in my hand, so you know, maybe if I draw a land, I can maybe kill a factory, but there's a wasteland. I guess that's the best that we can hope for, right? Is it 14 still though? There's just no way. It's so weird that he discarded a powder keg though. His hand had to be stacked at that point. There is an impulse. He doesn't really have like anything too crazy to go over the top besides just like destroying all of my lands. He does have the 1 Dreadnought in his deck, which you know he's somewhat likely to find, but he doesn't have any like huge bomb that he just slams and the game immediately ends. Like the best he can do is just like Factor Fiction and then have a bunch of counters or whatever. So he just basically stops me from doing anything. All right, there's a Dreadnought. All right, I'm just gonna concede. It's pretty smart to play the 1 Dreadnought because it's, you know, some games the man lands might not be enough, but you just get to a point where you kind of deny your opponent from doing much, and then it's just nice to have a win condition like that in your deck when you know you have a bunch of stifles in your deck already, and you have like Factor Fissions and impulses to get the combo together. That actually makes a lot of sense. Alright, so I wonder if he's going to bring in the Dreadnought package. Let's just look at his deck real quick to kind of have idea about what he can potentially sideboard. So against me, he has the Dreadnoughts potentially and Annals. None of the other cards really do that much. He also has Vision Charm, which I guess is additional way to protect the Dreadnoughts from dying. Not sure if he's gonna bring them in just because, you know, I'm a white deck. I could have swords. I could have like I showed him the Seal of Cleansing. Not sure how good are the other Armageddons just because it's a 4 mana card and he has a bunch of 2 mana counters. But it is a way to potentially stop the combo just because, you know, you just get a bunch of creatures into play and then you get Armageddon, but not sure what's better between Disenchant and Seal of Cleansing. Because he has Stifle, so he can actually like stifle the Seal of Cleansing. Upside of Seal of Cleansing obviously is that you can preemptively put it into play. You can also search for it with Tutor. So I think I want at least 2. But maybe I don't think that this really does anything for me. Oh, this is actually great because this makes the thing cost 2 more. I don't think I want to have 4 swords in my deck. The artifact removal is just better, right? The only thing that sword is better against is that it kills Fairy Conclave, but I think that's really minor. Maybe we can try like 2 Armageddons. This is just so many. Yeah, let's just put all in, I guess. Yeah, let's go like this. I did keep in the 2 swords. I guess yeah, that I shouldn't have done that. I was just running out of time. So let's see how this goes. Definitely having a 4 Armageddons isn't ideal, but it's at least a card that it can randomly win you a game. I think that's better than the other options. Okay, I went down to 6. This hand is fine if I draw a land, but problem is that I'm not really sure that going to 5 is better. I just keep it, I guess. And hope to draw land. It's not like the Enlightened Tutor is very good here, but I think that just keeping a 4 mana, it's just basically the same card. It's a little excessive. I don't really think I'm going to be able to use all of them anyway, and this at least, you know, does something different. Plains. Well, I would prefer Plains, but Port isn't too bad. Could definitely be worse. Alright, stop on upkeep. Right, I think I'm just gonna put that into play. I think that's better than just porting again. It's just going to mean 1 extra damage for the rest of the game basically. He doesn't really have blockers, so I can definitely see this deal like 5 damage or whatever. I think that's better than just stopping his land for a turn. Also, he doesn't really have like any free drops, so it doesn't change that much. He even used a card to bounce it, so I'm pretty happy about that. Obviously, it kind of sucks that you cannot search for a land in any way with this tutor. Like if if you play like a Mox or whatever, obviously the Mox in Premodern you have to discard a land for it to use it, so it wouldn't actually help me here. All I'm saying is that it would be nice if your tutor could somehow search for a land. Like if there was any artifact or enchantment that when it comes to the play, you search for a land or whatever. That would be pretty nice, but I don't think there is anything like that in Premodern. The closest you can get is like the artifacts that cycle. I'm actually surprised that there is there is not the, I don't know, I forgot what's the name of the card, but we had it in a sideboard in the black white deck that I played last time, the static web or something. The one that says that the lands with text or activity abilities, I guess, don't untap. I guess you do have your own ports and wastelands, which might be the reason. But I don't know, I think that card is pretty cool. So I'm kind of sad to not see it here. We do keep attacking with this Summon a Lion. Yeah, this would just never ever happen in the modern age of Magic. But I'm really enjoying this. Just the good old 1 mana 2/1 beats. It dealt 8 damage already, and he has to mana his second one. Yeah. I mean, his deck. The problem with his deck is that this just, a thing happens way too often. Like the last game we saw, for everything kind of go perfectly for him. I guess obviously the fact that he drew 3 extra cards with a standstill definitely helps with that. But sometimes you just draw a lot of air, and a random 1 mana 2/1 can be pretty annoying. But it seems like he assembled the combo again. So assuming he will be able to deal with the Summon Alliance, I'm probably screwed. Should I even play out the planes? Maybe just better to not play it, because maybe his plan is to stifle the tide when it goes to the last counter, and I can play the planes afterwards or something. Because if he doesn't have the bounce spell or the stifle, I'm gonna get the lands back anyway. Oh, that's annoying. But if he does have it, then it's better to keep the planes, I think. It's not like putting a planes into play really accomplishes that much for me. It would be better if he doesn't have it, because then I get the lands back turn earlier, because he has to like deal with the planes. But I think it's better to wait. Let's just hope that he doesn't really have like Factor Fiction or Impulse or any action card like that. It seems like that's the case. Alright. Obviously didn't want to attack into the Quicksand. I can draw a Wasteland. Sure. That's good, but... Okay, I think I'm gonna wait 1 more turn. I can just discard one of the Enlightened Tutors. Okay, so now I can safely play the planes. Alright, let's see what he does for the tide. If my lands return, I feel pretty good about this game. Just because I have a lot of gas in the tank. Oh, alright. Well, he could have just have another tide, I guess. Well, given the fact that he didn't have anything, it would be better for me if I had played the lands, frankly. But that's just what it is. I'm not even sure let's see. Do I want to search for the Seal of Cleansing? I guess it's better than a random draw. The beginning of your... Yeah, this is kind of annoying, actually. I changed my mind. Let's search for a Curse Scroll. I obviously should have ported the Quicksand and attack for 2. That was stupid. I just had a F6 and I didn't do that. Let's just play a Silver Knight. I actually didn't realize that he has Quicksand in his deck, so there's actually a big difference between Solitary Priest and Silver Knight. Alright, he counterspells that. Yeah, the thing with the port was obviously pretty bad. He should have been at 8 already, but it is what it is. Let's see what he does. Counter does okay. What? I didn't even counter target spell or ability and opponent control that targets a land. If it's countered this way, destroy that permanent. Draw 2 cards. He just destroyed my port and drew 2 cards. I guess it made a lot of sense for him to have that card in his hand. I just didn't like. I saw it in a sideboard, but I just thought it was some random counter spell that he's not gonna bring in. I didn't really know what the card does. Wow. Well, that was a blowout. Well, that means that I'm pretty screwed. I think I'm gonna play out the Mother and kind of hope that he destroys these two, because I have three 2-drops in my hand. Also, if he destroys these two, then the Curse Scroll can start shooting him. But he just free for one me. I think it's going to be pretty tough for me to win from this position. It's gonna take a while for me to kill him, and he's pretty likely to have drawn an Impulse or Factor Fiction or something like that. And he has an active Quicksand, Factory, and a Keg to kind of stop my attackers. At least he didn't have the action card. Okay. Even like a Parallax Tide plus a Chain of Vapor would be pretty bad, obviously. Problem is that he is not really forced to kill my guys. I was kind of hoping that he would, but I cannot. Ooh, okay, that's a good draw, I guess, because that means that I can actually attack with the Silver Knight, assuming this resolves, obviously. What he's gonna do is I think I'm just gonna attack with I just attack with everything, I guess. Whatever. Not activate a factory and then just put this on 2 would be my guess. Okay, he's destroying it now. Okay, sure. Any order? There are actually cards in Premodern that care about the order. There's like I think there's like a reanimate that reanimates the top creature or something like that. Not that. Oh, this happened to me last time as well. For some reason, I just keep thinking that Quicksand is -2, -1. I don't know why that is, but should have played a Curse Scroll. He's not really playing anything, so it just makes sense for him to have that. That was just a stupid mistake. I'm just not really used to play this matchup. But running into Force Spike in that position wasn't great. He's activate. I feel like this is a bait, so I think I'm just gonna take it. Though, I'll just kill it. He might just have like another factory. Oh, he has a Stifle. Okay, in that case, it doesn't really matter. Let's play the land first to play around a Mana Leak. Though I think I am gonna play the Curse Scroll into Mana Leak anyway, because he already used 2. Okay. Curse Scroll. I mean, if he doesn't have an answer for this, this could be pretty good. Not only it can kill the factory, so he cannot really race me, but it also kills him. It would be a pretty big difference if he was at 8. I'm gonna tell you that much. He can attack this turn, because I don't have free mana left over. Obviously, second factory makes this a little more difficult for me, because he can always just pump it. Oh, Probably want to do that, right? Yeah, sure. Armageddon. Let's restart the game. We obviously go back to 0, but he has so many more lands than me. Oh, that's actually pretty good for him because he returned one of the lands to his hand. But you know, we're both kind of at a level 0, but my deck is full of 1-drops, and I do have Code Scroll in play, so I'm actually not sure who's favored here. Ooh. But I think it made sense for me to Armageddon there. What a crazy game. Right, we need one more Plains. I'm pretty happy that I have a Plains rather than a Crusade in my deck now. One mana, 1/1. Let's get in there. I was never so happy to play a one mana Mem Knight. But it is actually not bad here. Ooh, okay. Now we're talking. I mean, it's only one card. I'm most likely going to win this game. That's crazy. Can I actually steal this match? No, okay. Well, good thing is that at this point, most of my draws are really good. Land is good because it activates both of these two, and obviously spell is good as well. I do have like one more sword and a bunch of disenchant effects, which wouldn't be the best draws. But okay, so we have to decide whether we want to search for a guy or shoot for 2. Searching for a guy has to be better, right? That basically deals 2 damage as well, because you just put a 2-power creature into play. If I attack, that's 3 damage because that's 1+2, but you get the point. I was just making sure that it isn't as a sorcery. And now I think it's almost impossible for him to win because I even have the source if he somehow puts a Dreadnought into play, though this game went for so long that I don't really think he has that in his deck. Yeah, even like especially with the fact, given the fact that I have Whipcorders in my deck as well, like just putting a 12/12 into play doesn't really seem like a winning proposition. Should I even play this board? Because I just play it, I'm gonna use 3 mana and not 4 mana anyway. But he kind of gets my land. Maybe just better to keep it. And if I draw a 1-drop, I can search for something and also play the 1-drop in the same turn. That makes sense to me. Impulse. I mean, that's a pretty good draw. Instead of 1 card you drew, you basically look at 4 cards, right? He has so much mana that okay, wow. Well, the Armageddon was pretty good there. He actually didn't really draw that much after the Armageddon anyway. Like he just drew infinite lands. So the fact that I used Armageddon didn't actually do that much, but it seemed pretty good. I think I want to have it in my deck. Let's see here. This unfortunately doesn't stop enchantments. I could put in this just because it draws a card. Maybe that's better than the sword. Like the sword's just bad. It's possible that he brings the Dreadnought back in for game 3, but I have the Whipcorders and like bunch of artifact removal regardless. That I think it makes sense to cut it. All right, let's go like this. Also, the furnace, actually, what am I saying? I was about to say that you can search for it with tutor if you want to search for land because it cycles, but that doesn't actually make sense because you skip a draw step when you search for the tutor. So the fact that you search for a card that cycles doesn't actually help you. You're just down a card. All right, this hand is pretty bad, but we do have a bunch of lands. We do have some spells. I think that's a keep in this matchup. Just mulliganing against a deck that, you know, kind of trades 1-for-1 with you with like mana leaks, counter spells, and powder kegs. Doesn't seem that great. Obviously sucks that he can just standstill me here. But I don't know. I didn't really want to mulligan there. Problem with mulliganing is that, you know, you mulligan and then you have like no lands. Like just the curve goes so down. Like you cannot really compare it to like whether that's better than like random cards that you get when you mulligan. You also have to consider the fact that you can just get a hand that's not functional and then you have to go to 5 and you basically lost. So mulliganing is actually really bad. In most cases, if you have a functional hand, you shouldn't mulligan. Obviously, that depends, but I think you get the idea. Okay, do I want to run out this Whip Coder here? I think I would rather have the Whip Coder to resolve rather than the Seal of Cleansing. So I think I'm just going to play the Cleansing first. There is a chance that he counters that. This is verse against, if his plan is just to impulse, then this is verse, but if he doesn't have the impulse and he's just sitting on counters, I think that it's nice that I used my mana this turn and he doesn't. Excuse me. Should I morph it just for fun? I guess I can draw a card first, because if I draw a verse 2-drop, then it's probably better to just play that one. Yeah, sure. Yeah, this Atlantic tutor just stinks so much. Yeah, I definitely should have had the additional Seal of Cleansing over the tutors, right? Because I don't really have anything else to search for, and this just makes me be a downer card. I guess tutor can be good against standstill because that's a way to crack it instant speed. But that's basically the only thing. Don't really think it matters that much because it's not like having a Seal of Cleansing over the tutor here would really change that much. But it's definitely something I should have considered. I wasn't really thinking about it actually. I just thought it was better. Like I just didn't want to have additional enchantment / artifact removal effect because I have so many. I have so many anyway. But I didn't realize that this is basically that anyways. Right, powder keg. Well, we are prepared for that. For that, we are prepared. I'm just gonna do it, whatever. He can stifle me, that's fine. It's not like I can really do that much about that. It was maybe better to wait because then he has to like use he might have like a counter spell or mana leak, so he doesn't want to use the stifle now, even if he has it. He might also be worried about like Armageddon and stuff. But you definitely want to, like, I have a two mana card in play, so it's not like the powder cake's going to do anything immediately. So you wanna use the seal on that the turn where you want them to use the mana for stifle. But I guess given the fact, like I just kind of figured that he's on with him having only 2 mana up, there was a pretty good chance that he's not gonna use it even if he has it. But the fact that he thought about it for so long means that he has it almost for sure. So we should definitely take that into account. Attack. I could consider to not play this Lions, because if he's just sitting on a counter spell and that's his only play, I just kinda allow him to use the 2 mana there. But counter spell is the only thing. I can play around Mana Leak by playing the 7 Alliance. I think that's actually pretty close. Because he also can just like go counter spell here and then next turn Parallax Tide. Let's just like do the combo, and then it would be nice to just be able to play Plains plus 7 Alliance as a follow-up. Though he's already at 18, if he just goes the combo, I don't think I'm gonna win anyways. So in that case, it's probably better to just run it out. There's also a chance that even if he has the counter spell, he's not gonna counter this because he's going to think that it's a bait, and I get to resolve something better. If it was running into Mana Leak as well, I think I wouldn't do it. But because it plays around it, I think overall it's better to play it there. But I'm not 100% about that. Okay, that's not bad actually. I mean, we're attacking for 4 a turn and we're porting as well, so I don't think we're in like a horrible position, though I'm not really feeling like we're winning necessarily. He's most likely going to Factor Fiction here. I hate Factor Fiction because then I have to like divide the piles and I have to think about it. Okay. No. That was pretty weak. Because I have the port in play, I think I'm gonna wait. Like, I'm not gonna attack because I'm just going to be tapping the Quicksand. Okay, so he's most likely just gonna double leak me or double mana leak me. Okay. Well, I obviously have to pay. At least that was a nice 2-for-1. And because the Quicksand is tapped, I can attack here. You can even tap the Quicksand preemptively with the port, just like tap it on main phase and then attack. But then he has access to the mana on his turn. So I think in most cases it's better to pass and then tap the Quicksand, though you do lose out on 2 damage. So I guess we will have to think about that. Drawing a lot of lands is actually not the worst in this matchup, though. You know, we're drawing so many that I would probably would rather have a Crusade, but it is what it is. Okay, let's just play the Modern. Parallax, even if he has the combo, it only kills 5 lands, so I think it makes sense to just keep playing lands, though that's worse if I draw Armageddon. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because of that. Do I just want to deal the 2 here? Sure, let's just do that, I guess. Bam. His deck has like a real issues just to just deal with creatures. Like, what is he gonna do about them? I'm not sure. Okay, so he did. Maybe he kept in only the one or something. Okay. Well, I have two ways to destroy it, so I think I am gonna run into Mana Leak here just because he used to already. And even if he has a third one, I can still tutor for additional answer. Okay, sure. Obviously, having the seal over the tutor here would be better, but I still have an answer for that. But I would have additional card, which can definitely matter. Oh, I forgot about Curse Scroll. I'm stupid. Well, given the fact that he put the Dreadnought into play, you know, it's fine that I didn't use the tutor just to search for Curse Scroll. But I forgot about that when I was saying that it's just strictly verse. Tutor can actually search for Curse Scroll, which can obviously be helpful. Right, cool. Wait, what's that? Ooh, a disc. No. I'm gonna stop playing all these lands because I can draw the Armageddon. Oh man. I thought I have him, but I mean we can still win this game, but obviously disc was pretty good there. I think I want to force him to use it immediately, because if I just don't attack, I cannot really play this Mother of Runes. He cannot really activate this actually, because then I tap it, and then when he uses the disc, he kills his factory as well. So he should probably just use the disc now. Yeah. And a 1/1/1/1. It would be so much better if that was the Rebel. The Rebel is actually kind of insane in this matchup. Let's stop the Quicksand. I guess I could draw another disenchantment effect, and then it's better to do it this way because I can just disenchant the factory and still have the active port. Ooh, that's not bad. So the question is whether we want to deal one here. I don't really think so. Let's just tap the Quicksand again. This time around, I am gonna tap the factory though, because I'm dealing 3 damage now, so I think that's worth it. I guess it's better to play this first, in case he has some insane combination of, like, I don't know, Mana Leak +2 for spikes. It's better to do this before I tap the port. Let's get in there. Unfortunate part is that, if I tap the factory now, the Quicksand is going to be untapped, and then next turn he has both Quicksand and factory untapped. But if he's going to be at 1, I think we are gonna be fine anyways. I definitely think it's worth to deal the 3 damage here. Let's see what we draw, but I might wait one more turn. Yeah. I just play a guy, and then on his turn, tap one of his lands, and then I can tap one more on my turn. I think there's no real reason to get too fancy and then get blown out. He doesn't actually have that much to blow me out, but he could have like 2 bounce balls in his hand or something crazy like that. I don't really think there's any reason to risk that, so I'm just not going to. All right. Because now he will actually need a lot of things. He already used the disc. Powder Keg doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think he's probably just screwed here. Which is nice. Alright. I just tap that. Obviously the right play was to just attack first, and then when he activates it, tap it then, because that requires him to use 1 more mana. But I just think that he's dead regardless, so that was kind of a shortcut for me. He didn't even activate the right factory. Okay. Attacko. Yay. Alright, that was actually a really intense and enjoyable match. If you like the video, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, comment. We also are active on social media on X and Instagram as well, with the name of Czech Premodern Magic or Czech Premodern or what have you. So give us a follow there as well, and I'll be back with more videos. See you then.